Even now, it doesn't seem real. Clear blue skies over the River Mersey. Red ticker tape and smoke billowing through the sky. 750,000 people lined the streets of Liverpool. And in the middle of all the chaos and noise and pride stood Jurgen Klopp and his players with the European Cup. A million dreams had come to fruition. This is the story of how Liverpool Football Club climbed back onto their perch. The story of how a love affair with a gleaming trophy was renewed beyond all doubt. This is European royalty. But first, a history lesson. In the beginning, there was Rome, the eternal city where Liverpool made short work of Borussia Mönchengladbach.
The English champions, Liverpool.
Keegan left, but Kenny came in, and at Wembley, he was number 2.
Well done, Liverpool.
Phil Tomo, a Scouser born and bred, lifted our third in Paris. And then, Souness led the Reds back to Rome for number 4.
This really is the biggest pot of all.
21 years on, and after a crazy run to the final, Liverpool has AC Milan in Istanbul. At half-time, they were 3-0 down and without a hope in hell. But then they scored 1.
Oh, he's got it!
Then they got 2.
No!
And then,
It's safe, and Alonso follows it in!
and then penalties.
Shevchenko, will he hand Liverpool the European Cup? Yeah!
Another tilt at the trophy arrived 2 years later. Kopites turned Athens red, but Milan took their revenge. Rafa left, and the European nights dried up. Until one day, in October 2015, Jurgen Klopp, who made his name at Mainz and Borussia Dortmund, walked through the doors at Melwood. And within just 3 years, he'd restored some sense of normality. Liverpool were back where they belonged, in yet another European Cup final. They say it's always darkest before the dawn. Kiev was supposed to be the city of Liverpool dreams, the latest far foreign land to be forever linked to the lava pit. During the day, the party was boss. And before kick-off in the Olympic Stadium, there was an energy from the stands. Number 6 felt within touching distance. Only it wasn't. And it hurt. But as we all know, it's always darkest before the dawn.
It was really hard to take, to lose the final. But the whole road to Kiev was exceptional. If you really want to reach the big things, then you have to accept that it can happen that you get a massive knock, and that's what we got that night. But for me, it felt we came again closer together.
Paris Saint-Germain.
Liverpool always has to take a little bit the harder street and do the harder way.
Napoli.
And I would love to change that, to be honest, but as long as we don't change it, we have to try it.
FK Red Star.
Our faith and belief is big enough to do it again and again and again. One special moment plus another special moment plus another special moment makes a good life.
Paris Saint-Germain at Anfield was the perfect way to kick things off. Their fans bounced from Lime Street to Anfield in their thousands. Inside the ground, the Cop prepared for another night of noise. PSG were the French champions. They had Neymar, Cavani, and World Cup winner Mbappe. But could they handle the Anfield atmosphere?
little bit too high in the middle there for Mane. Back in by Robertson. Good ball! And a goal! And it's Daniel Sturridge! Liverpool off and running in the Champions League. Well, what a moment this is for Liverpool. What a start for Liverpool!
2-0 up within 36 minutes against one of the favourites. The Reds have picked up where they'd left off, but it's never a big Champions League night at Anfield without a bit of drama.
Di Maria with the ball in towards Cavani, and then the shot quickly, it's in! And it's Liverpool 2, Paris Saint-Germain 1. Off goes Sturridge and on comes Firmino for his 150th appearance in a Liverpool shirt. Neymar's got a bit of space and he's accelerating as well. Van Dijk with a challenge, and there's the equaliser, which is scored by Kylian Mbappe. And for all of Liverpool's possession, they've been done by Paris Saint-Germain. Here's Gomez, Van Dijk, Firmino, and still surely is a winning goal for Liverpool. Liverpool 3, Paris Saint-Germain 2. And Anfield celebrates a Roberto Firmino goal.
The Stadio San Paolo sits in the shadow of Mount Vesuvius. The stadium's iconic concrete structure crumbles like the volcano itself. And like Naples, the ground is raw and historic and broods with menace.
Towards Insigne, can hit them as well with his left foot. Liverpool not really been able to settle yet. They're getting in their faces.
If I look back on this whole season, that was probably our worst performance. We didn't really show up and they got the better of us. If we're being honest, we didn't deserve anything from that game.
At Anfield, supporters packed the pubs to reminisce. Red Star Belgrade of Serbia had been to L4 before. Back in the days of Shankly and the old standing cop. In 1973, their quick passing style would be adopted as Liverpool's template for European glory. Red Star's players were even applauded from the pitch by the cop. Could history be about to repeat itself?
Opponents Red Star Belgrade taught Bill Shankly's Liverpool a European lesson. Can roles be reversed for the five-time winners tonight? Lovely ball on the overlap, Robertson in behind them. Robertson, great pullback. Firmino, left foot, goal! Wijnaldum plays it to great touch, Shaqiri Salah's in! Oh, love it! Anfield Road end! What a finish! 2-0! Firmino controls in the penalty area, gives it to Mane. Too many men in front. Mane still got it. Still Mane. Was he blocked? And the referee gives a penalty kick! At the cop end, Mo Salah smashes it down the middle! What good pressing, they give it away. And Sturridge might have a chance here. Sturridge on self. Mane! Yes! 4! Mane pokes it home! And all three of the front three on target tonight. Another hugely successful night in front of the Kop on a Champions League night. Finish Liverpool 4, Red Star Belgrade 0.
Belgrade. Serbia. At the Rajko Mitic Stadium, football's most formidable tunnel lay in wait for Jurgen Klopp and his players.
Everybody speaks about the atmosphere, so atmosphere has influence, we know that, so we need to make sure that we are ready for that and that we cool it down with football. They are winners because they win here each game, but we have to make sure that all the plans what they have in the moment that they don't work. We know that's difficult, but the challenge is always to be ready for a game.
This is the Rajko Mitic Stadium, the home of Red Star Belgrade. A big concrete jungle as it would be. They're volatile, they're intimidating. The most eagerly awaited game that they've had here for 26 years.
It was something that we'd never really experienced in terms of atmosphere and hostility, and really shook us.
It's taken long, and there's the header and in. Pavkov asking a lot of himself. It is a quite splendid goal. Pavkov has two. Red Star Belgrade have two.
You know, they were running about as if it was their cup final and they had a lead to defend, which, you know, we just tried to break down the whole of the second half, but it was hard. They had 11 men behind the ball and we just couldn't quite do it, but it was obviously a massive disappointment and a game that we were gutted about, and, you know, it could have quite easily ended there, but luckily it did.
On the pavements of Paris, Koppites basked in familiar territory. The scene of Liverpool's third European Cup win will always hold a place in the hearts of those who made the journey. Another magical night at the Parc des Princes will get Liverpool's stuttering Champions League campaign back on track. A defeat would make things complicated on the final day.
We made it a bit more difficult than it was, but of course PSG, very, very strong opponent.
We knew they wanted to get one over on us after Anfield, and at the end of the day we should have been good enough to win that game.
Dijk half away, Bernat, goal! He's wrong-footed Alisson with his right foot, and Liverpool trail. Salah's curler, but he had too much to do from there. Neymar on towards Mbappe. Liverpool can't get stung here, and they would have been but for their goalkeeper. Oh, here come the three of them. Mbappe at pace. Cavani in the middle. Neymar makes it 2-0. Here's Mane for Liverpool. Oh, that's a challenge inside the penalty area. James Milner, who scored when the sides met on match day one. Calm as you like, and Liverpool are back in it. Here comes the free kick taken by Di Maria. Lovely ball, 3-1. It's not going to count, Marquinhos.
We had our chances and we put in, you know, a decent performance, but just we didn't quite have the final ball that day. One man in particular got away with a lot. You know, I think the lads were frustrated at ourselves that we kind of let them get to us, and you know, the way we were reacting probably wasn't the way we needed to. We just needed to get on with the game, and so we maybe get caught up in all the antics that was going on.
Then, like so many times before, the Reds needed Anfield. Napoli stood in their way. Liverpool could win 1-0 and qualify at Napoli's expense. If they let one in, however, the Reds would need to win the game by 2 clear goals.
Against Napoli was the highest level of professionalism and maturity. That was like a test for concentration level, for focusing on things which I barely had before.
I think the feeling was that we have to play our game. We had to try and score a couple goals, try and dominate the game, try and put them under pressure at all times, and it worked.
Salah's rolled his way in, and he's got support. Salah in! Didn't need anybody else!
took a lot. It was a difficult group, difficult teams, difficult games that we played in. But again, we reacted really well and we've done what we needed to do to get out the group, and it was a big moment against Napoli at home that we needed to win.
In by Callahan. Up goes Van Dijk. It's gone all the way through. Oh, what a save from Alisson to deny Milik. That's why Liverpool spend the big bucks on the Roma goalkeeper for moments like that.
Liverpool are through. Anfield celebrates. What a night again. Liverpool 1, Napoli 0.
European royalty, history and heritage. Liverpool and Bayern Munich. 10 European Cups between them in February 2019. Anfield would host the first battle of the Titans, and yet Liverpool would be without perhaps their most formidable contender. Virgil van Dijk was to miss the game through suspension, but could the Germans take advantage?
You know, Virgil hadn't missed a game since he's probably been here, and that was the first game we probably had to deal without him. So, you know, a lot of people were talking about that before, but we still believed that we were going to be good enough, and it was all about trying to, you know, get a positive result, and we believed that 0-0 wasn't positive, but it was good enough for what we had to do in the second leg.
It didn't feel like a draw. It felt like we battered them. We've dominated them. We've made them play in a way that they didn't want to play. It was our game plan to make them suffer, and that's what we've done, but we couldn't get the goal, and I think in the back of everyone's minds in the team, we almost knew that we could go there and get a result, and yeah, we were confident to go there the following week and go and secure it.
Not quite for Liverpool, but it sets it up beautifully for the return in Munich in a few weeks' time. It's still all to play for.
The beer halls and bars of Munich bounced to the Liverpool side. It was Klopp back on home soil, back at the home of his old enemy. Bayern Munich had won the previous 6 German league titles. Nobody could stop them. And in mid-March, they'd climbed back to the Bundesliga summit after a wobble.
One goal changes everything tonight, particularly if Liverpool happen to be the side that scores the first one. Oh, here's Mane, and Mane has turned Neuer, and he's clipped the ball in. Fantastic! A huge upper hand. Jurgen Klopp salutes the Liverpool supporters who've made the trip to Bavaria. There's Gnabry getting in behind, across to Lewandowski, it's into the net. Bayern Munich are level. Joel Matip looks confused as to how that's happened. Referee looks for Gnabry, good ball. Lewandowski waits, in towards him. Couldn't connect with it. Matip did enough, I think.
I loved the Bayern game away. It was mature, it was football, it was tactical on the highest level, and so many good things, really. I'm really thankful for it.
In comes the corner, and Neuer pulls it behind, and had to. Matip flying into him. Milner with this one. Up went Van Dijk! Virgil van Dijk has towered above them all. The defender who has been such a towering presence for Liverpool all season. What a huge goal that is. Salah. He's looking for Mane! All over now. Liverpool are going into the Champions League quarter-finals again. What a display against Bayern Munich in Munich. This is huge for Klopp. This is massive for Liverpool. This is one of the biggest nights in Jurgen Klopp's illustrious coaching career.
As much as Kloppites yearn for the European Cup, in early April 2019, there was something else on their minds. Liverpool's title fight with Manchester City was nearing epic proportions. It was all-consuming. It was every second of the day. You couldn't work or eat or sleep without thinking about Pep and City. And yet, Porto were in town. After revenge for the 5-0 lashing Liverpool gave them the year before.
I think just being a local lad, it means everything. I think you grow up knowing the link that the club has with such a special competition.
Something you have to enjoy. You have to enjoy it and go for it.
There's always a special buzz around Anfield, especially when you're stepping out onto the pitch and you see the bright lights, and the pitch always looks immaculate, and it's just somewhere that you always dream of being.
Sadio Mane, the chief destroyer of Porto in that first leg 12 months ago. Permitted and in. Liverpool lead early, and Naby Keita, who got his first Liverpool goal just a few nights ago, now has his second.
Liverpool were in control and everything was going through the captain, Jurgen Henderson, who was loving life in a more adventurous role.
It was a conversation that I had with the manager, and just in terms of going forward, where he felt I was best and where I felt I was best to play. I feel as though my best attributes, I get more out of, I can contribute more and do what I think I'm good at as an eight.
Henderson. Oh, the ball is for Alexander-Arnold. It's absolutely brilliant. Phenomenal Liverpool goal. Tapped home by Roberto Firmino, but it is all about the captain. That is a simply sensational ball by Jordan Henderson.
I was really quite a lot of times really touched by what the boys did, and scoring the goals we scored, fighting the fights we fought, and all that stuff. That was special, and that's what. And you cannot do it. It's always like this. We have a lot of potential in the team, and the boys mixed it up with an attitude which I never saw before, and that's outstanding. And that's what I meant when I said they are mentality monsters. So it's good.
Beneath the tarpaulin tents of rainy Porto, an anthem was born. On the eve of Valentine's Day 2018, Koppites kicked off a chant to their once true love, and it would propel them all the way to Kiev. Fast forward a year, and Allez, Allez, Allez was just one of a host of Kop chants ringing around the streets of Porto's fishing town. The semis were in sight.
Mexican Herrera. The shot is from a very, very tight angle. It was ambitious, to say the least.
It was a tough night because the pitch was heavy. They were pressing. They were still believing. But at the end of the day, we find a solution to get the job done.
Gini Wijnaldum, little layoff for Salah, and there's Mane. Will be looked at by VAR. It is a Liverpool goal by VAR. Liverpool profit. This is Eder Militao, and it comes to Brahimi, and it's straight at Alisson. On for Alexander-Arnold, and Salah goes now. That is the Liverpool of old, the clinical counter-attack. Delivered towards Pepe, super header. It's Eder Militao who meets it in the end. On towards Sadio Mane. Mane running in on goal, around the goalkeeper, and misses. Off balance. Henderson in space. It's been a good supply line for Liverpool goals in the last couple of weeks, and he is again now. Roberto Firmino, 3-1 to Liverpool.
It was strange, to be fair. When it actually happened, I thought they were really singing my song like at the time, and I was getting marked by Pepe. I managed to get free, and Sadio that flicks the ball over, and I was there to tap in, and yeah, it was special.
They took everything that Porto threw at them and then picked them off in the second half. You can book the tickets for Barca. On to the semi-final once again. Porto 1, Liverpool 4.
The title race rumbled on, but who could resist the stroll down the Ramblers? The Camp Nou beckoned. This is what it felt like to be back in the big time, back amongst the elite. Messi lay in wait. Old friends too. Suarez, Coutinho, but no one in the Liverpool end seemed to be giving them too much thought. It was about the Reds, decked out in all grey. It was our time, or so we thought.
We were very dominant that evening. We played very well, but despite playing very well, we lost 3-0.
Jordi Alba takes over. Low cross. Suarez! Goal for Barcelona. Who else but Luis Suarez? It happened so quickly. Messi running at Liverpool. Good tackle by Fabinho. It will release Suarez, who hits the crossbar, but Lionel Messi hooks away the rebound. Lionel Messi, free kick around the wall. Oh my word, that is absolutely sensational by Lionel Messi.
Not many teams, so it could sort of take a little bit of confidence from the performance. We created some good chances to score. We didn't take them, and unfortunately we're going back, losing the game 3-0, and a lot to do in the second leg.
Anfield is just bricks and mortar, isn't it? Just steel and concrete, a footy pitch which has been there in that same spec on Walton Breck Road for more than 125 years. It's just a name, just a stadium at the end of the day, isn't it?
If we're being brutally honest, we knew it was very, very slim chances of anything happening, but we always knew that the fans would be there for us. We knew that the support would be there.
Barcelona, led by Lionel Messi, 3-0 up. This is Liverpool, though. Can Jurgen's men rise against every obstacle in front of them tonight?
From the start, we've battered them. We almost felt like Robbo's got under his skin a little bit. He was a little bit affected by it, which is...
Henderson! Save the Would you believe it?
Still a hell of a long way to go, but it's what you want, it's what you asked for, it's what we needed.
Henderson's gone down outside the penalty area. It's a very, very anxious moment for Jordan Henderson, our captain. Henderson has kept his captain's armband on. Back on his feet, that's a good sign, Aldo.
One of the toughest first halves I've probably had defensively, but I think it's in them moments where you look at yourself.
Gini Wijnaldum comes on into the midfield. Jordan Henderson is okay, so he can continue.
It's going to be a huge, phenomenal hill to get up.
Beats Albert on the right-hand side.
No one in the middle.
Mane in the box. Trent's cross. Wijnaldum! Gini Wijnaldum! Shaqiri on the left. Brilliant cross. This is unbelievable. This is delirium. 12 minutes to go in normal time. Liverpool 3-0. Corner taken quickly. Origi!
You don't really believe what's what's actually just happened. You feel like it's too easy. A goal like that shouldn't happen in the Champions League semis, second leg.
Milner's trying to win a corner, but Milner's been pushed to the ground. Yes! Yes! We've done it! Yes! Liverpool! Yes! The Champions League final in Madrid! It's our greatest comeback of all time at Anfield! Jurgen's on the pitch! Everyone's on the pitch!
Barcelona had felt the full force of Anfield like so many sides before them. It was a night to rival some of the Cop's greatest. Inter Milan, Saint Etienne, Chelsea. Now the younger generation had Barcelona. Sheer passion and perhaps the greatest Liverpool performance on home soil. On June 1st, 2019, Liverpool's date with destiny had arrived. Madrid had been red for days. Fans flocked to the Spanish capital like some sort of Scouse Mecca. Some estimates say there were 70,000 there. They came in search of glory, but first, they wanted somewhere to party. And all roads led to the Avenida de Felipe II, known locally as Salvador Dali Square, known to Scousers as the Boss Do. And then the heat was really on. It was time to go to ground. Was the Estadio Metropolitano, Atletico Madrid's shiny new home in the hills, about to go down in Liverpool folklore? Fans streamed towards the stadium as the Warriors entered the arena.
Well, it may well be that Tottenham's time is coming, but Liverpool's time is now. They have stood on the shoulders of giants. Now it's time for this group of Liverpool players to become giants of their own right, to join the great list, the great pantheon of Liverpool's names. It's time to become champions of Europe once again. The UEFA Champions League final of 2019 is underway, and it's all about really getting a touch, trying to settle down, and really seeing how that 3-week break has affected the two sets of players.
Henderson over the top, Mane with pace, into the penalty area, has to turn, spins, inside the box, incredible, 26 seconds, Liverpool have been given a penalty kick.
Mohamed Salah wants to make amends, wants a goal in the biggest game of his life. Pressure moment.
Mo Salah runs up, it will be left-footed.
And Liverpool make the perfect start to the Champions League final. And it's Mo Salah in the... Well, they walked into Madrid with hope in their hearts, and they'll walk away with the greatest prize in club football. Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool's king to the Kop are champions of Europe once again.
Lift is coming, folks. It's getting close. Jordan Henderson teasing the players. He doesn't look down. And this for European Cup aloft. Get in! Listen to the noise. Liverpool, European champions.
then it was back home. Back to the place that mattered most. A unique communion between a football club and its city was about to take place. It would be a day no one would forget.
It's unbelievable what it does to the city and obviously to the club as well. And I'm very proud to be sitting on this coach, and hopefully we can have more days like this. I think there's still more to come, so but it's already been like past my expectations. So I'm just taking everything in, enjoy every bit of it with all of these friends and with the team, of course.
You don't realize how many people are passionate about this club in the city. I know it was a lot, but this surprised me. It means a lot to the people. I can see it in the eyes, in their reaction. It means so much, and it's beautiful for us because we give so much on the pitch, and then whenever you come back and you get a welcome like this, it's always good.
All these people, they never stop believing in us, and this is how we turn to them. It's a gift to them, and they say thank you. So it's both ways. It's incredible.
Oh, it's unbelievably emotional. It's big. You cannot really describe it, to be honest. I cried as well a little bit because it's so overwhelming what the people are doing. When you have a direct eye contact and you see how much it means to them, that's touching, to be honest.
It's just amazing to come back with a trophy to show all the fans. Obviously, it was an amazing feeling, one that I've dreamt of for a long time. So to finally do it was, it was an amazing moment that I'll never forget. Thoroughly deserved it, and all the lads are accredited themselves.
Then it was onto the mighty waterfront, where the liver birds look out over the Mersey. And nothing else mattered as the red ticker tape billowed in the sky. 750,000 people had come out to say thanks to their heroes. The mighty Reds, 6 times champions of Europe. Even now, it doesn't seem real.